Hey guys, what is up? Thank you for joining in on another video. Today we're going to be talking about the signs that you may be having as you're going through a spiritual awakening. Some of you might be going through the very, very early stages of a spiritual awakening, and you might be asking what the is going on. You're going to think that you're crazy. You're going to think that people are thinking that you're crazy. You're gonna feel lonely. There's a lot of different emotions going into a spiritual awakening. So, first sign that you may be going through a spiritual awakening is you will have a lot of ups and downs. And when I mean ups and downs, I mean your emotions are going to be all over the place. If you are in a happy mood, it is going to feel like the most blissful, peaceful feeling in the whole entire world. Like nothing can stop you. No one can rain on your parade, basically. And your downs are going to be basically like a spiral down into a hole, like you can't get back out. And this might not even be for a reason that you can even think of. It's going to be basically all of the emotions and past events that you're holding deep down inside you is going to be coming up. So it's almost like a purging of all these emotions. And when they happen so much more intensely than you can ever imagine. The one thing that you need to know that when you go into these downward spirals, keep fighting, keep meditating, keep your positivity up as hard as it may seem, because at the end of that tunnel, you are going to feel that blissful, peaceful feeling again, but it's just going to get better each time. So each time you're purging up all of that baggage that you hold on to that you may not even know is there. It could be stuff from your childhood that's just coming up out of nowhere. You're bringing that out of your system, so the next time that will no longer be there. So it'll be on to the next thing, and then the next thing, and then each time you'll just rise up out of that hole, we'll say, and and then just feel peaceful. Next sign would be that things just no longer resonate with you. So it could be people, it could be things like events that you might want to go to or that you used to always go to, like you always wanted to go out, you always wanted to drink, it was just something fun to do with your friends, and now you just kind of want to stay inside and maybe learn more about the universe. Tip on that, Gaia TV, or it's like an app, but you pay for it. Great. I recommend that. They have so much knowledge about the universe and everything that has been going on since forever. So recommend that. But things and people just no longer serve a purpose in your life anymore. You might start to get rid of people in your life, and that could either be by choice or that they choose to walk away because they think that maybe you have changed or you just don't meet up to their standards anymore because you don't want to party anymore. It just doesn't do anything for you anymore. Career paths, it could be something with your career path. So maybe in the past you always wanted a 9-to-5 job, and then now all of a sudden you are just not seeing the point of why you need to have that 9-to-5 job. You might feel like you have something better to do than that, like you have a purpose that is deep down inside you that is trying to get out, and you need to serve that purpose. Next tip would be diet. Somehow your diet has changed, and maybe it was by choice, or maybe it's just because your body physically could not handle the certain foods that you would eat before anymore. So for me, it was meat. I started off not eating meat, and I couldn't understand why. I didn't, honestly, like, I've always thought I was intrigued by the vegan life and not eating meat, but I'm also into fitness, and I didn't know how I would be able to have that fitness lifestyle and not eat meat? How am I going to get my protein in? So it got worse and worse the more of the days went on as I was going through my spiritual awakening. Every time I thought about meat, every time I had to get something for dinner and I went to the store, I was so grossed out by the thought of eating meat that I just could not get myself to eat it. I couldn't get myself to buy it. So in my eyes, I was just like, all right, I might as well just try it. Maybe it was just because I have been meal prepping for 8 years of my life, and maybe I'm just sick of it right now, and maybe it's a phase. So that became very strong. I stopped eating meat, and as that went on, it's like one food after another. Then I couldn't eat eggs. I love eggs, okay? And I just could not get myself to, the thought of it just made me want to hurl. And I kept trying to eat it, and every time I ate it, I just wanted to throw it up. So I stopped eating eggs as well. So it's like slowly but surely I'm getting rid of all of this food that is animal based, and it just makes me nauseous to think about eating it. I can't imagine it. So I no longer eat meat. So that might be a change in, while you're going through a spiritual awakening, that you may not want to eat the foods that you used to eat. And don't think that you're going crazy. It's just you're going through a spiritual awakening. Another sign that you may be going through a spiritual awakening is that you feel unbelievably lonely. You can have people around you or your significant other, but what you're going through is very hard to describe to people. Even as you're learning about new things about the spiritual awakening, and you can do your best to describe it to people, but they are just going to think that you're crazy, and it gets really lonely sometimes. And even if people are by your side but still don't understand, it's still almost like an uncomfortable feeling to be around someone that doesn't fully understand what you're going through. And as much as you try to explain it, it's just no one's really going to understand. You will then almost just crave to be alone. Being alone is going to feel peaceful to you. The fact that you can collect yourself, you can meditate, anything that is going to just help you on this journey that you're going through. The last sign that you may be going through a spiritual awakening is that you have this strong feeling deep down inside you that you have a purpose that you need to fulfill and serve, basically. You may not even know what this purpose is, so I recommend jotting down a whole bunch of things that you love to do, that you may have thought about doing, that you didn't think that you could really do at one point, but now maybe you can. I recommend doing that, because if you have that feeling like you have a purpose to fulfill, it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. So for me, and my purpose and how I felt was doing YouTube videos. Now, I have always done YouTube videos. No one will know that because I've always deleted them. I have tried multiple different things to do YouTube videos about, but they just didn't feel right, so I always deleted them. I always felt like I needed to help people in some way, shape, or form, and I am really big into fitness, and I have been for about 7-8 years, and I thought that my purpose was to help people with fitness plans, with meal plans, anything along those lines. And every time I did, and don't get me wrong, like, I love doing it to an extent, because I like making people feel good about themselves, but it just was not making me feel good inside. Like I still, like it just wasn't what I was meant to do. So for a while I kind of still stuck with that, but then still tried to figure out what it was that I was needing to serve. Like what was my purpose? What was my real purpose? And I found it. And you know, you go through life, you go through jobs, you go through places and times where you meet people, and you are meeting those people for a reason. You are meeting all of these people for a reason, and you never know why at first, but when you do, you truly understand, because it will unlock certain things in you that will help you basically awaken. It will help you wake up to who you truly are. And you know, make sure that you're looking out for signs as well. The angel numbers, commercials on the radio, songs, like you are being given messages everywhere. So make sure you pay attention to that. I felt so at peace doing these videos, and so it doesn't, like, to me, it does not matter how many views I get, how many subscribers I get, because I love doing it. It's not only helping me, but it's helping at least one person. And that's all that matters to me. That is truly all that matters to me. And this world right now is going through a huge awakening, like a huge awakening. And I don't think, you know, as much as people try to avoid it, it's coming for you. Like, it's coming. And you're gonna need these videos one day, and there are a bunch out there, but you are going to need these videos to, one, make you know that you're not crazy, and two, just help you along your journey of waking up. And I know it sounds crazy, and everything in this world sounds crazy, because we were all conditioned to believe that 3D reality is all that we are. There is so many more dimensions, there's so many more universes, there is so much more to this life. You are an infinite, divine, powerful being, and until you start realizing that and believing that, then you will start to awaken yourself. You will start to realize, and you'll start to see things in such a different way. Like, you'll look at a tree completely different, because you know that it's living and you know it's alive. Like, it's crazy. And you know, you can call me a hippie, people can call me like I'm trying to live a hippie life or whatever, but it's real, it's happening, and whether you like it or not, you will end up being on this path at some point in your life. So until then, I hope that these signs helped you. There are a few more signs, but they are kind of wrapped up into the same topics of what I just talked about. So I hope that they help. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll link my Instagram, so it's a little bit easier to get a hold of me on messages if you have a question. If you want to see anything else, please leave it below, or let me know in some way of social media, because I would be happy to do it. So this concludes my video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.